For most of human history, wolves were our rivals, intelligent, resourceful predators that hunted the same prey we did, roamed the same forests, and tested the same limits of survival. They were mirrors of our own instincts, social, strategic, and unyielding. To early humans, the wolf was both a threat and a teacher, a creature to fear, but also to study. And yet, over thousands of years, something extraordinary happened. The line between us began to blur. Through a slow, silent exchange, scraps of food by a fire, shared watchfulness in the night, a few wolves drew closer, and humans allowed it. Those who were less fearful, less aggressive, survived alongside us. We shaped them, and they shaped us in return. From that fragile alliance emerged one of the most powerful transformations in the natural world. The predator became a companion. The hunter became a guardian. And in time, the wolf, that emblem of wilderness and danger, was reborn as the dog, a symbol of loyalty, innocence, and unconditional love. But beneath the fur and trust, something ancient still stirs, a shadow of the wild that once stood against us. This is the dog illusion, the story of how a rival species was rewritten in our image, and how the truth of the wolf still lives quietly inside the friend we think we know. The earliest dogs were not companions. They were opportunists, scavengers drawn to human settlements by waste. Humans tolerated them because they served a purpose: guarding, hunting, hauling, or warning of threats. They were tools in mutual exploitation. Domestication began not from affection, but from utility. Over time, we selected for compliance, those least fearful of humans, most responsive to our cues. Through selective breeding, we shaped their minds and bodies to serve our needs. The result was not a friend, but a biological artifact of human preference. By the Middle Ages, dogs had become symbols of power and status. The wealthy bred them to display control over nature and over life itself. Every breed we see today is the outcome of human manipulation. Skulls reshaped, limbs distorted, instincts exaggerated. The dog as we know it is a cultural creation, sculpted from the raw material of a wolf. But while we changed their bodies, we also rewrote their meaning. We invented the myth of the faithful companion, a story in which the dog reflected our virtue, not nature's design. The 19th century transformed the dog from servant to sentimental object. As industrial society isolated people from nature and community, animals filled the void. The new urban middle class began to keep dogs not for work, but for affection. The dog became a living comfort, a substitute for connection, an emotional prosthetic for an alienated age. Today, that illusion is very profitable. The global pet industry is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Advertising reinforces the myth, the loyal friend, the innocent child, the therapy companion. But beneath the imagery lies an economic system that depends on our emotional attachment and on our denial of what dogs really are. Apex predators, selectively bred to please us, yet capable of the same instincts as their ancestors. When dogs kill wildlife, livestock, or even people, we call it a tragedy. But tragedy implies inevitability. In truth, these events are the outcome of human denial, our refusal to see the predator beneath the persona. The same jaws that once tore flesh in the wild now rest beneath the table at dinner. The instincts never left. We only changed the story. The dog illusion persists because it flatters us. It tells us that domination can be love, that control can be care, and that ownership can be compassion. It reassures us that we are not exploiters, but saviors, that in bending another species to our will, we have somehow uplifted it. But illusions exist to conceal, and this one conceals a truth we would rather not face. That the dog, as we know it, is a creation of human desire. Its affection, dependence, even its very form, all are artifacts of selective breeding and millennia of shaping. A reflection not of what dogs are, but of what we wanted them to be. To see the dog clearly is not to despise it. It is to recognize that our affection for it has always been entwined with power. That love, in this case, has been engineered. Understanding this restores its reality, stripped of the myths we built around it. The dog is not our best friend. It is our mirror. In its eyes, we see the full spectrum of our own nature, our tenderness, and our need for control, our yearning to be loved without question, and our deep, unexamined comfort with domination. For every lapdog bred to adore us, there was another bred to fight for our amusement, a reminder that our capacity for cruelty is as deliberate as our capacity for care. The dog reflects not what is best in us, but what we choose to cultivate. The future is pet-free.